Today, I'm going to be setting up my May pages in my Currently journal. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new, welcome. My name is Tracy and I'm a girl with plans. I want to thank you all for joining me today as I set up for the month of May in my Currently journal. If you're new to my channel or you don't know what Currently journal is, it is basically where I capture what I'm currently exploring, what I'm currently eating, what I'm currently reading, watching, enjoying, all the fun stuff like that. A lot of people in the Happy Planner community and even in other planners, they keep like a page. It started with the Happy Planner, the last page of the month, where people captured their currently prompts. I believe years ago, Happy Planner had those prompts in there for them. And then that's why people have continued that tradition. And I wanted to create an entire journal to this. And you can see I'm actually getting close to the halfway point, y'all. Yay. So let's go ahead and get started because, I like to be really creative in this journal. I didn't start out that way. I just started out stickering it up. But now I like to do 4-page spreads and like do Dutch doors and all kinds of fun stuff. So yeah, we're going to have some fun today. I did print out this image. This came from Layla Scraps on Etsy. I got an entire paper set for 88 cents. It is a digital paper set. I actually printed this in just normal quality and not best quality because it's such a large image and there was a lot of blues and stuff. I'm like, I don't want to use that much ink. So I did that. So I'm going to use that because May is Mermay. And I wanted to use some of these images from Wrong as well. This is the mermaid PET tape, so I figured we'll use that. We'll use this. I also printed out some extra tails that also came from the Junk Journaling Mermaid sticker set as well. I went ahead and purchased it because, like I said, it was like 80 some cent for the pack or whatever, because I think if you buy 10 or more, you get 10 or more images from their shop, you get 70% off. So yeah, it's 88 cents for a whole bunch of images. And I know I'm going to be wanting to do an under the sea theme. I mean, I have a whole pirate theme in my reading journal, so I might bring back some under the sea things in some future months there. But that's enough about that. All right, so what we're going to do today. So I've been doing Dutch doors. Just because I want to keep the pages together, just because I kind of like expanding this. I've explained the last time I filmed a Currently video. I can't believe that I can actually remember it because it was a couple months ago. But I had mentioned how I feel like I can easily fill 3 pages with what I'm currently doing for the month plus some memories. It's really hard to do 4. So that's the reason why I've been doing Dutch doors and stuff, because it cuts off some of the page and I get to decorate more and stuff like that. Today I think I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I'm gonna kind of do a Dutch door, but I was thinking about doing a smaller cutout flap here. I don't know why. And then I can just put certain stuff on there. I don't know why. I just want to do different things in my journal. And why not, right? Why not? Just try different things. You never know if one of these things I try is eventually going to stick and I'm just going to keep with it. So I think I'm going to start with that first. So when I decided to cut this miniature door, I decided to do 3 rows up, 3 rows down, not including the actual margin that's at the top and the bottom. It just made it easy. No rhyme or reason for me deciding to do that. And as I cut close to the binding, you can see I'm leaving a little itty bitty part of the actual page still there. That's way it doesn't mess up with the binding or anything like that, because if you cut it too close, you might accidentally cut some of the strings, which could cause your journal to fall apart, or it could cause the page that it's attached to, which is, for this case, it's earlier in the journal, to actually fall out. So to kind of keep the binding's integrity, I keep a little bit of the page there. You can put washi tape or something like that over it. That probably would even make it more sturdy and prevent it from ever coming loose, but it should be fine. In this case, because it was just 1 page, it's fine. I have done this technique in another journal before, and I think I cut 3 doors out. So when it came to 3 pages, that was a little thick, and it was harder to cover with stickers when it was that thick. But in that case, I really did want to cover it because it looked a little, I don't know, it looked a little messy with that many pages, but with just the 1, I really don't even notice it. So now I'm just adding some of the digital paper. And after I added the paper to the right side, I realized I really should try to mirror what I did on the left side, which is more of like a half circle look instead of kind of just the side of the page and then kind of feathering out at the bottom. So I try to piece it together. It's something I should have thought about at the beginning, but I was just like trying to hurry up and get this done. So that way I had a video to put up to you guys. Plus, I know if I don't actually put my currently journals together in the month of May, because I've been trying to do it at the end of the month or beginning of the next month, I just fall behind. I'm already skipped 1 month this year that I do not have a currently for, which is actually going to be March. I did a setup for March, but I took the month out and I changed that to April just because I never filled out March and I forgot what to write in it. So I just called that one April instead. So I don't have a March for my 2025 currently journal, which is fine. It's fine. As long as I continue moving forward and have a month for the rest of the year, then we're good. So the door is done, the paper is down. Now it's time to start adding the function. And I wanted to add the function before I started adding more decorative things just because this still has a purpose. The purpose is to write all these currently prompts. You guys saw I have tons of prompts. The thought was I would create tons of prompts and then only use a handful of those each month. But I got a little carried away when I was trying to find the right colors of the circles, and it's mainly because I wanted to mainly stick to pastels and I had a very limited amount of pastel circles left. I really need to find out if they have that book in stock and repurchase that because I'm so low on all of the shapes for the pastels. But I ended up finding some in both the rainbow shapes and the jewel tone shapes sticker books. So that kind of saved me. But I just started pulling all of the circles that kind of match this color scheme and putting it on the edge of my desk. And I ended up pulling way too many circles, which is fine. I'll just be doing a lot of prompts this month. And it actually did help, fill the spread. So basically, I'm trying to be a little extra here. And I realized that when you open and shut the flap, you can still see the circle that's behind it. So I'm like, let's just mimic and put half circles on the door. So that way when the door is open, it looks like a full circle. Now it's going to completely look off as I write because I'm going to be writing in the whole circle and then writing in the half circle. And of course the writing's not going to match up, but at least for the initial setup and any photos I take pen, it will look cute. It's fine. After pen, it's fine. It can look however it's going to look, but pre-pen, it's going to look cute. I didn't even think about how it would look after the pen until I'm doing this voiceover, and I thought about it. I'm like, I probably just wasted so much time doing that. It really was pointless. But it's fine. Probably should just bump the circles out a little bit further. So I did want to put circles on the actual paper, the digital paper that I printed, just to kind of get back some of that functional space that you lose with the paper, which is fine. That was always the purpose, was to use that more as a background and put some stuff over top of it. So you see, I'm just using all the circles. I'm using large circles and the medium circles. There are also a smaller circle size, but that's a little too small for me. I guess it would work if you want to add your prompts, like your one word prompts, like eating or reading or something like that to show what you're writing about. But because I have my own prompts, I didn't need to do that. And now I'm just going to get back to adding some decor. You'll see I kind of bounce back and forth with adding decor and then adding function. So I did want to go ahead and add these mermaid tails before I forgot, because if I got too carried away, then I would have to rip up more stuff in order to put this down. So I decided to go ahead, stop doing the function, and put this in place. So yeah, now I'm just trying to figure out where to put it where it doesn't really go over a lot of the box, but I don't mind if it goes over some of it because it just kind of blends everything together and doesn't make it look like the circles are just kind of out of place. It makes it look more like a part of the scene rather than just stuck onto the page. So yeah, like I said, because I added the actual mermaid tails and I was like, oh, I can add more stuff. And then I'm like, wait a minute, Tracy, you got to finish adding the circles and add the prompts. and then I can get into the decorative things. So the way I'm going to use this is the left-hand side of the page, which you can't see because the little flap is open, but that is going to be like my monthly memories. So those are going to be just overall thoughts, and they're not going to have any prompts. Then on the right side of the page, the larger right side of the page, you can see, I don't know if you can read that or not on the screen, but it's going to be like based on the shows that I'm watching and what I'm reading. So I have two big circles. One of them is what I'm watching and what I'm currently binging, because those are two different things for me. A lot of times I binge watch a lot of older stuff. Older for me might be like last year, just because I don't watch that much TV. So I'm like catching up. And then like what I'm currently watching, like I'm currently watching The Handmaid's Tale, because it's like one episode at a time. So I really can't binge watch it at this point. So that's kind of that. And then I can write down my little overall thoughts on like what I'm thinking of it at this current moment. And then for reading, I'm going to write my favorite book. And then I'm going to write a little bit about the book in the bigger circle. And then I'm just going to kind of write something about reading. It could change month to month. So like if I am currently listening to a lot of audiobooks, I might put that on there. If as someone who reads a lot of fantasy, if all of a sudden I start reading a lot of dark romance, then I'll say this month I read a lot of dark romance instead of fantasy, something like that. Or I just might list the books I read. I don't know. It changes from month to month. There is no like structure. Basically the prompts just kind of guide me. I do not have a spot for a favorite show. I do have a prompt for that, but I currently really don't have a favorite show. Something that is like must watch the day that it comes out or the next day. Right now I'm just kind of watching things when I feel like it. But yeah, and then the other prompts are kind of some of the prompts that you guys saw earlier. So it's just like my basic prompts of like eating, what I'm proud of, what I'm spending money on, what I'm saving for, what I'm dreaming of, what I'm thinking about, what I'm obsessing over, and what I'm currently working on. So those are the most of the prompts that are on that flap. So yeah, basically now I'm just going to add some of the wrong mermaids from that PET tape, fill in the empty space, and that's gonna pretty much do it. So I'm gonna go ahead, let you guys finish watching the setup process, and then I'll pop back in to wrap it all up. All right, guys, there we go. So yes, did I take away half the page? Yes, I did. Do I need the space I took away? No, I don't. I had more than enough circles here to the point where I was throwing prompts that I probably would not have always done. So like I have tons of prompts here. My intention was to have a lot of prompts that I have the option to pick through, not necessarily use them all on one spread. So I used a lot here just because there was room. Over here is just going to be in my highlights of the month. So obviously, like, I'm going to go wild and my birthday's coming up and things like that. So that will go here. I'll just write general things about that. And then I will write my answers to the prompts. Some of these are really just one-word answers. Spending on, I needed a bigger space because I've been spending a lot of money. So I've been trying to think of like which ones probably need bigger circles and which ones need smaller circles. But yeah, there we go. I like how this turned out. Is it perfect? No, because like right here, I didn't have another one of these, but I would have liked that there, but it's fine. It's fine. I do like this, how I kind of kept up with that, but again, that's fine. It's fine. It's cute. I got my like 3 pages, I guess you would say, because 2 of these together is probably equal to 3 pages. I said I only need 3 pages, so I got my 3 pages. The paper that I printed out, the digital paper, really was like the main focus of this spread. And it really helped me not have to decorate as much. So I was like kind of trying to figure out where to put the mermaids in because it's mermaid. But yeah, I really didn't even need to after I finished the circles and the digital paper. And of course, the bubbles would have been enough, I think. But I think adding the mermaids are super cute. So there we go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it maybe gave you some ideas. Like I said, you know, a lot of these journals, yes, there's a purpose to it. You know, the purpose is to write about my monthly like snapshot of what I'm currently doing and things of that nature. However, it's also an opportunity to be creative and try new things. And this is my first time like adding this little flap here. In this particular journal, I might have done it in one of my other journals before. I'm not 100% sure, but I wanted to try it here. Why not? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please press that like button. If you have yet to subscribe, I hope you would also consider hitting that subscribe button. That is all I have for now. I hope you have a good rest of your day, evening, or night. Until next time, bye.